Bead Gallery loves a jewelry junkie. Bead Gallery is located at 100 North Broadway in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire. Bead Gallery offers more than 300 classes and all the beading supplies you need to make beautiful jewelry.
Artisan's Accomplice is proud to sponsor Jewelry Junkie. Artisan's Accomplice is a complete website system designed for jewelers and crafters. Create your own website with all the features you need to display and sell your products online. Try it out at artisansaccomplice.com.
Beads, glorious beads, what wouldn't I give for? Beads, glorious beads.
Pam, what are you doing?
Glorious beads.
Pam, what are you doing?
What? I'm checking out the beads.
Well, you know, we have a show to do, Jewelry Junkie. It's our second episode.
Oh, we have a show to do already?
Yeah, so can you stop playing in the beads?
No.
Well, the show is all about beads, so you can learn a little bit more about that.
Okay.
All right.
There. Hello, welcome to Jewelry Junkie. I'm your host, Pam Healy, and to my left is Genevieve Martineau, and she is our bead consultant.
Hi, nice to be here today.
I know, I can't believe this is our second episode already.
I hope people enjoyed the first episode.
I hope so too. And that's a segue into what we're going to be talking about today, Jen. We're going to be talking about beads.
Yay!
Beads, glorious beads. That's why I was singing that. I love beads, and there are so many different kinds of beads, and we're going to talk about them. Because there are so many and we have limited amount of time, we can only go over the more prominent beads, such as the Swarovski crystals over here and the other beads. And Jen is going to tell us what these are.
All right, well, there are lots of beautiful beads, and you can get these at most local bead stores. This is just a little bit of a sampling to give people an idea of which beads are available. So do you want to start with seed beads?
Absolutely. And this is bead weaving. We're going to discuss about bead weaving,
well,
correct?
basically, with seed beads, you can make lots of different kinds of beads. Lots of different projects. They tend to be small beads that are available in lots of different sizes. So what I did is I brought size 6 beads, size 8 beads, 11 beads, and they're small, and you can use them for stringing, but you can also use them for bead weaving. They come in different shapes and sizes as well. For example, I also brought some cubes, I brought some bugle beads, and for example, bead weaving is when you take all of those seed beads and you use a needle and thread and connect them all together using your needle and thread.
And that particular stitch is called
Peyote.
peyote.
And there's many, many different kinds of stitches, which we'll probably get to in some future shows.
Okay.
This example right here is actually a piece that is made with seed beads and also some other semi-precious stones.
Ooh,
and this is actually strung, believe it or not. So you are not limited to any particular stitch in order to use these small, tiny beads.
Now the beads come in many shapes and sizes and colors. Where are they made?
Well, these ones that I brought are made in Japan.
Okay.
And the reason that I like to use the Japanese beads is that they're very uniform.
Okay.
And so when you are doing stitching, everything sits together very well. There's also seed beads that are made in the Czech Republic, and a lot of artists like to use those because they're a little bit more uneven, but they have a bit of a more organic feeling to them because they sit
More natural look.
Yeah, or a little bit, it just adds a little bit of character when you're stringing those beads together. They also have different types of colors available from one country to the next. The different manufacturers make different colors, and so it's nice to have a broader selection of colors.
Absolutely. Now, I've heard the names pertaining to Japanese seed beads. Mayuki,
And Toho,
Toho, and
Aiko. There's lots of different brands.
Okay.
The brand names, are the same as the way we have Kleenex as our tissue.
there you go.
It's just that
There are so many varieties.
There's different varieties, and
So-
you choose the ones that you like the best.
Okay, and in order to see the variety of seed beads, you have to go to your local bead store. And don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed, because anyone there in the bead store will be more than happy to help you to demonstrate or to show you exactly what you need to know, just as I had when I first walked into Jen's store and got overwhelmed.
Exactly.
Yes.
So should we talk about another kind of bead?
Yes, I'd love to. So there are seed beads. These are glass, correct?
They are glass, and the way that they make them, it's a very, very highly regarded secret in Japan. I know that there are very few people who've gotten to go into the manufacturing plant.
Okay.
But the gist of it, because I've never been there, is basically what they do is, if you can imagine when people go and they make blown glass vessels, for
Yes,
example, it's a
yeah.
giant furnace, and they use a pipe and they make a big long tube of glass.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
with seed beads, they do that as well, and they make a big long tube of glass, and then they cut that all up and throw that into some sort of facility for tumbling.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
basically, if you can imagine, tiny, tiny, tiny tube of glass, very, very, very thin, the same size as these seed beads, and that
Oh,
chopped
wow.
up,
Wow.
that would be how the seed beads are made.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
because
it is
I
pretty
know that
amazing.
there are seed beads a lot smaller than those.
Of course.
I don't know how they do them. They're called shallots.
Actually, a charlotte is a different kind of seed bead.
Oh.
That kind of seed bead is one where they basically cut off one side of it, so
Yeah.
it has one flat side and the rest of the bead is round. And so by doing that, it adds a little bit of sparkle when you're creating jewelry.
Learning things every day, or new things every day.
All right,
That's
so-
wonderful. Okay,
So, well, let's move on to other kinds of glass.
all right.
So there's lots of different kinds of glass beads. Some come from the Czech Republic. And so basically you can see, this is a fire polish Czech bead, which has all these pretty little facets on it, which sparkles almost as much like a crystal.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it looks like crystal.
There's different shapes you can make. So for example,
Leaves.
this one is leaves. This one is a multi-process kind of Czech bead. Basically what they do, it's pressed glass.
Yes.
So they have a mold.
Okay.
They put the glass into the mold and then press to make the shape of the
Wow.
bead. But then and this has a couple different colors of glass in it, but then you can see there's a shiny, if I wiggle this around, you can see that there's a shiny
Right.
aspect to it.
Right.
And that's because after they've made the bead, then they've gone and basically sanded down or removed a layer of glass. And so that's how you
Oh, is
get
that how
the
they
design
did
on the
that?
side and the flat part. So a strand of beads like this would be more expensive than one like this, which is just pressed. Even
And
though,
just one color, too,
and
right?
one color, exactly. So
That makes sense.
you can tell which beads are more valuable simply by the kind of processes that they have.
Ah.
This one, for example, is a pressed shape, but then they've also gone afterwards and they've added some detail on the side. So basically that would be a second pass of glass work. And then after that, they've shined up the front to make this shiny. So
Wow.
this is a three-part process of glass. So
All right.
different glass has, different
amazing.
beads have different kinds of processes. This one is a dagger, which is a fun bead to use. Sometimes you use this with your seed bead
have mine.
projects. And the difference between Czech glass, for example, and some other glass is that with these pressed glass beads, the holes are put in after the fact. They're not
After?
necessarily put in during the process. It depends, I suppose, on the process, how
Right,
it's made.
right.
Some of them are put in during, and some of them are drilled afterwards. So that can affect
Yeah.
the quality of your work and how that's made. Then there's also sort of standard kind of beads. These are fire polish beads,
I love those.
and the fire polish beads are very popular. They're a nice, inexpensive alternative to using a crystal. And you can see that they are are very shiny and sparkly.
They're very vibrant.
Yes, and I tried to pick colors here that, would be able to be seen on camera.
Yes.
But there are some that sparkle even more than this. So, and it comes in standard sizes. This is 8mm size, a 6mm size, 4mm, 3mm, and even 2mm.
Wow.
And
These are very dangerous for me. You know that, right?
Why is that?
Well, because my daughter said I'm like a crow. I see shiny things and I have to go get them. She can never get me back in.
Oh, well, I hope that you'll see.
Concentrate,
Just
Mom.
wait until we get to this Swarovski crystals, then
I'm gone.
You're done.
I'm totally done.
All right, so anyway, so this is just a small sampling of different kinds of check glass beads. For example, at my store, a bead gallery, I have several tables full of these kinds of beads.
Just that?
Yep, and you can paw through them and find the ones that are perfect for your project.
Oh gosh, no wonder people become beadaholics.
Look, and you can see this necklace that Pam brought is a great example of how you can use different kinds of beads mixed together. These are seed beads. In different shapes, some check beads put in here, and she basically strung them all up and used a particular technique to make this necklace curly, and that's a beautiful way to use a lot of the beads that we're just talking about.
Thank
so,
you.
I like it.
I do too. And it's for sale. Nothing like promoting myself.
Yeah, shameless
I
self-promotion.
am shameless. I know, no shame at all. Absolutely none.
Alrighty, so
Okay.
there's also many other different kinds of beads. I brought a few samples of freshwater pearls.
Oh, wow.
And these freshwater pearls, they come in different colors. Some of them are natural. So, for example, the whites are a natural color. The pinks are a natural color.
Oh, wow.
But then you can also dye pearls using, so that's how you get these dark colors and these bright colors. These are dyed through heat treating.
Oh, is that how
And
they
that
do it?
basically adheres the color, yep.
Is that why the color stays and doesn't transfer to
Yes.
the clothing?
Yeah, ideally, if you're
Yeah.
getting a good quality pearl.
Okay.
So-
Because that sometimes does happen in an inexpensive type bead, is that correct?
Well, ideally, if it's an expensive bead, it wouldn't transfer off
Right.
into your skin or your
Oh,
clothing.
hopefully not.
Yeah. So anyway, so then we can move on to
Okay.
some semi-precious beads.
All right.
And so with the semi-precious beads, all right, let me see if I'm just getting caught in my wire.
Well, that's easy to do.
So I brought a lot of different kinds of semi-precious beads for you to see. These beads right here are all examples of strands. So you can buy beads on strands or you can buy them loose. And so what I did is just put together in a collection of beads so that you can see all the different colors and shapes that beads come in. And I brought sort of larger ones that you can
Look
see.
at this. It's like a teardrop.
Yeah, a teardrop shape. And this is a fossil coral,
Oh, hand go this way. No, hand go that way.
a tiger's eye. Believe it or not, I put this little set grouping of beads out here.
Oh, yeah.
These are all jaspers. And these ones are all agates. And these ones in the middle, not this one, these ones in the middle are different colors of opal. Isn't that amazing that jasper can be
okay.
so many different colors and agate can be so many different colors?
Yes, because I noticed that in your store, that there is a large variety of different types of jasper. One of my favorites is the leopard skin.
Oh,
it
you like
actually
that?
looks like leopard skin.
Well, let me blow your mind right now.
Oh, no.
So something that is really interesting is
Okay.
that jasper and agate and another stone called chalcedony
Yeah.
are all the same chemical makeup.
Cut it out.
Yes, and so I'll give you a little bit of a science lesson, and I am no scientist, but I just wanted to...
That's amazing. Look at the difference in color and shape and
Right.
striations. These are called striations.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Well, basically, the way it works is that there is a mineral on Earth
okay.
called silica.
Oh, silica.
Yes,
Is
and
that like silicone?
Probably related.
Probably.
Let me explain a little further.
Okay.
So basically, silica reacts with the oxygen, the air we breathe,
Okay.
and it's called silicon dioxide.
Oh,
Okay, a little fancy word here. I don't know if you're going to remember this.
doubt it.
But anyway,
Shiny
so
things. Put shiny things in front of me.
silica makes up about 25% of the Earth's crust.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, and basically then when it meets the oxygen in the air we breathe and becomes silicon dioxide, it forms, and depending on what part of the earth it is, where, what country it is in, and what, happened with the, Earth's formations.
Or like glaciers and
Yes,
and all
exactly. It reacts differently with different minerals and different metals in the earth and forms stone.
that. Well, that makes sense.
And so most of the stones are made of silicon dioxide.
Okay.
Okay? And that would be a two-part chemical makeup. Then, if you add in metals like ores,
yeah.
iron and different kinds of aluminum, and different
Copper.
kinds, that's a three-part. So then it can change the way that the stones look. And the reason that we call jasper jasper, or stones are called jasper, is because they are opaque, you can't see through them, and agates are translucent. Okay?
Oh, that's the difference.
So when
between
when you come to me and you think I'm so smart, and you come to me in the store and you say, "What is this stone?" and I don't know what it is, "Oh, well, Pam, that's an agate." That's what I'll say to you. And if I don't know what this one is, I'll say, "Oh, Pam, that's a jasper," because
there's so
90% of the time it's an agate
That's
or a
what it is.
jasper.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Yep. And so
perfect
basically,
sense.
the word jasper comes from a Greek word meaning spotted stone.
Oh, for
And
crying out
you will
loud.
really note that jaspers have different kinds of banding in
Look
it
at
and
that.
striations
Right here.
and spotting.
And this one right here, too. Wow, they're awesome.
Yep. And then an agate is named after a Sicilian river, Acetes. And so that is basically where agate comes from.
Sicily.
Yes, Sicily. Isn't that what you are, Italian?
I am Italian.
So now
but
you can be one with the agate.
I am one. No wonder I love them so much.
So anyway, so I just thought I would tell you a little bit about that.
Yes.
And basically between silicon dioxide, jaspers and agates, and other minerals that become mixed with other metals, that
Yes.
is about 90% of the earth.
That is amazing.
The rest is probably grass or water.
Water.
I don't know.
I think water
I'm just
probably.
guessing now. All right.
I think
But
it's
anyway,
water.
I just thought that you might find that interesting. That
It is. It's
the
very
chemical
interesting
makeup
to
of
know-
things.
To know where things
Yep.
come from.
And-
I know I'm a big fan of rocks. Since I was a kid, I always collected rocks. I think it's called pyrite. Fool's gold.
That's an ore.
Ah,
There
I
you go.
remember thinking, ooh, I got gold.
Well, and the other thing I wanted to let you know is that about the silicon dioxide, that's actually the same kind of mineral that glass, for example, for lampwork
Oh,
beads,
silica.
or other ceramics,
Yes, I've heard that.
and
Oh, that
also
makes sense.
concrete.
Concrete.
Yes, all of these things. So basically, most of the beads on this table are related.
Son of a gun.
Yep,
Who'd have thunk it?
yep. All right, so
That's fascinating.
I just thought I would give you a little bit of
Yes,
it.
and if anyone is interested out there to learn more about gemstones or any of these beautiful beads, you can go to your local bead store and ask if
And
they
they
have
should-
any collection,
Yep.
or you can go to your local library. And
Exactly.
I'm sure they'll have
As a matter of
collection.
fact, at the library, you could pick up a book like this. This is Pam's Rock and Mineral book. So if you want to learn a little bit about it, you can use it for some bedside reading.
They're just going to get,
Yep, and this is just one example.
yeah, there
There's
are many
many
books.
books where you can find out more
Many
about
books out there.
Yep.
I was reading this book, and my daughter called me a geek.
Well, I'm
I
sure-
was highly insulted. I thought everyone was interested in rocks. Evidently not. Evidently not.
All right, well, if you're not interested in rocks, you might be interested in blingy crystal.
Ooh, bling bling.
And so these are a great example of lead crystal, and these are all beads made by the Swarovski company, which most people are familiar with.
Oh, yes.
And basically, if you go to the mall, you might see a Swarovski store. Well, another part of their company makes beads, and they have been making beads for years and years and years. And the reason that they have become so sought after is because for the last, I don't know, maybe 75 years,
Okay.
Daniel Swarovski, he invented a technique to cut lead crystal.
Yes.
And that is how we have all these beautiful shapes.
Oh, so basically this was a person who
Perfected.
perfected the art of cutting,
Exactly.
and it's a secret, correct?
Well, you know, it's interesting that you say that because It seems as though the Japanese have their secrets how to make seed beads. The Austrians have their secrets on how to cut crystal. Even in Italy, where they make Lampwork beads, there are secrets.
Yes.
So,
you remember that story about Murano?
Oh, really? What is that?
I thought everyone knew that one. The reason why they were made in Murano, in Italy, you know, Venice is a bunch of small islands that are surrounded by water, and Italian glassmakers were protecting their technique, and they all moved to Murano.
Yeah.
And if they ever divulged that secret, they were dead.
Really?
Really, that's how strongly they felt about their technique. I mean, wow. I wouldn't want to be a glassmaker then. I mean, that to me was fascinating. I mean, I can't imagine how anyone could get to Murano other than by boat, but
that's true.
I'm sure by then.
Well, nowadays, there are lots of different people who make their own glass beads. We call that lampwork. And basically the way that that is made is you have a table-mounted torch.
Right.
And rods of glass.
Yes.
And you basically put those rods of glass into the torch, and you melt your beads.
Fascinating.
Yep.
Now, Jen, you have a demonstration for us.
I do.
On a particular type.
Yes, I do.
Of stringing.
All right, so what I'm going to do is just clear this section. Just this
these.
one is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to move everything.
All right.
I got a plan.
You got a plan.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so, and if you're a local glass bead maker and you have some information or you make beads that you'd like to share with us, we would love to get to know you. So check out our website, jewelryjunkie.com, and we will talk to you and see if maybe we can, share your information with our viewers.
Correct. Because there are a lot of artists out there that we as
we don't know.
We have no idea who they are.
All right, so basically, I want to do a demo on the friendship necklace. And so this is a necklace that basically we were inspired by all the different kinds of beads. And so what we did is we asked people to come in and bring one bead, all different kinds of beads. Okay? And so basically what I wanted to do was show people how you can make your own. These are all different examples. This is the one that Pam made, and these are ones that I made. And so I want you to know that you can put together all different kinds of beads to make a really cool looking necklace. And I'm going to show you.
In other words, you don't have to be matchy-matchy.
Right. All right. So here is.
Think outside the box.
Yep.
That's what I'm always told.
All right. I'm getting my tools out.
Think outside.
And I'm just going to string this one up so that people can see how they can make their own.
Ooh,
and I'll
shiny things.
Yes. So
you got my attention.
Alrighty, so this is my clasp.
I absolutely love sterling silver beads that you have here. Are these tie beads?
Those are Bally beads.
Bally.
Yep. All right.
Beautiful.
And if you watched our show last time, I showed you how to do a little crimping.
Yep.
So basically this time I'm going to leave my beads on the spool, and I'm just going to quickly string these up. And I'm going to just, as I string them, I'm going to tell you what the beads are. So those are check beads, a ceramic bead made in China. This is a kind of Bally bead, silver bead. A Colombian ceramic bead.
Ooh.
Fire agate.
Ah, one of many.
Yep, a black check faceted bead.
I love those.
A wooden bead.
Love those.
Carnelian, which is a kind of agate.
That one's clear. It's beautiful.
This is an Indonesian lampwork bead.
Oh, it's plaid. Looks like plaid.
It does, isn't it? Yeah. That's a bone bead. This is a bead by a local artist, Nancy Toby.
Oh, Nancy, yeah.
This is
very good.
Sardonyx, and I chose it because it looks like an eye.
I don't we love those?
Yes. Spinel. An African glass bead made out of powder glass.
Those are fascinating. Is that Ghana?
It is from Ghana. Then I have Magnesite, which is dyed. This is another powder glass bead with a little flower on it.
very pretty.
Another Lampwork bead. Another
Another
kind
sterling?
of, yep, another sterling silver bead. This is amethyst, dogtooth amethyst it's called.
Dogtooth?
Yes, and I just need to find the hole. 3 more minutes. All right. Do you want to, and as I'm
Well, while
stringing
she-
this,
yeah.
why don't you tell folks about our giveaway this month?
Okay. While Jen is stringing that up for us, we had so much information to give you this time. We would like to show you what is going to be our next raffle. This lovely book called Easy Birthstone Jewelry. And it is by the publisher, I can
It's Calmac.
Thank you. I can never remember the name. And if you send in,
No, if you sign up for our newsletter.
that's it. Sign up for our newsletter at jewelryjunkietv.com. That's jewelryjunkietv.com. I feel like I'm a promoter.
Well,
one of those TV shows.
We are promoted. We are a TV show, you silly.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, so I am in the process of finishing up stringing this. And if you want to learn more about how to make a necklace just like this, make sure to go to the website. I'll have instructions up there on how to do that. And
She's
you'll
almost
see-
done.
I'm
Look at how
almost done.
fast. Look how fast this is. The whole process of stringing, it's not so much the stringing itself as the creative part of it,
Yes.
putting things together.
All right. And of course, I can't get this one up, so I'll just keep going.
That's perfectly all right.
All righty. And you'll see that I'm almost done making what is a beautiful necklace.
Wow.
Get these
Awesome.
on. And then I'll just hold it up so people can see.
Okay, so this is the recap. Basically, we talked about glass beads. There are seed beads, there are check pressed beads, there are also check beads for weaving, bead weaving, and for regular stringing. There are beads for, beads, lampwork beads,
Crystals.
crystals, fire polish beads.
Right.
I'm trying to remember them all.
All right.
Jasper, agate.
And thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching the show. Oh, don't forget Murano Glass, my favorite. So thank you very, very much for watching this second episode. I can't believe it's already gone. It goes by so fast. We want to thank everyone out there who's helped us, and happy beading.
Bead Gallery loves a jewelry junkie. Bead Gallery is located at 100 North Broadway in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire. Bead Gallery offers more than 300 classes and all the beading supplies you need to make beautiful jewelry.
Artisan's Accomplice is proud to sponsor Jewelry Junkie. Artisan's Accomplice is a complete website system designed for jewelers and crafters. Create your own website with all the features you need to display and sell your products online. Try it out at artisansaccomplice.com.